Morning, genius. I was talking to Anna yesterday about the good and evil, and the balance of good and evil in the world. And I wake up this morning to a comment that says, I would like to do this work, but I also want to live. I have work to do, I have a job. I like to do this work, but I can't be doing this all day. Typical statement from a sleepwalker, fortunately. And by the way, I hope you don't take that and get triggered or offended. I care about you is what I'm saying. This work is not for everybody. Most people in the world aren't even interested in this work. My friends, families, they have no interest. This work is for those that have very deep questions, curiosities, to a point that life is really boring, not fun. They want to know the truth. They're in the quest for the truth. Something doesn't seem right about life. You see, when the light from source kept slowing down, right? And it gets to a level where it gets to this blueprint frequency. And anything below blueprint frequency becomes matter. So that's where the Big Bangs happen from. And that's what the material world is made of. Now we all know matter is not real. This is all an illusion. This is all made of light. It just doesn't look like it's made of light. But we are light emitting light. So because Source in the infinite is experiencing itself through us, through everything, through the hologram, it creates relativity, right? It creates duality, it creates contrast between up and down and left and right and good and evil. No such thing as good and evil, but let's just say, for the sake of usefulness, not usefulness, it's an attempt of God or Source to distract you because it's a game, right? Imagine if this game was so easy, it would be boring. So to make it a little bit challenging, I've talked about this in a video before. This is an attempt. The good and evil, all these things that we have to distract us, keep us in the life, is to distract you, to take you from spirit to matter. It's to take you from reality to unreality. This is unreality. That's what the yogis call it. The swamis, the really, really, really Himalayan enlightened beings, Buddhists, they would call this an unreality. So that's an attempt to go from reality to unreality, spirit to matter. And this work is an attempt to go back to spirit, to go back to the reality. And it's not enough for me to just sit here and tell you exactly what that reality would look like, because that reality is unlimited. It is an endless exploration of the existence, the remaining existence of you, which is 99.999% of you. You're not even done exploring the 0.0001% of matter world that you have. So when you say you can't do this work because you have a job or you might have kids, excuse. Have you ever seen people when they lose their job, suddenly they find time to have 3 jobs and they'll go back to school and get a degree and raise children and have a healthy relationship with their partner? They figure it out, right? See, the worldly matter the sleepwalker's brain. Let's call it a man. Men don't do anything unless they have to. And when they have to, they'll do anything. So, I tell you what, when you get good at this work, you will never sleep 8 hours if you stay consistently good at it. 8 hours would sound like way too much sleep. I keep seeing people that sleep 5 hours a night and they're fresh, they have this energy all day, they keep going. What do they do after 5 hours of sleep? They get up, they do an hour-long meditation, 90-minute meditation. That's all it takes. If you do that every day, you do a little bit of breath work, you do meditation, that's all it takes. Have you realized when people get cancer, serious illness, suddenly they can manage their relationships, raise their children, have a full-time job, and suddenly they have 5 hours a day to meditate. But when the health is fine, and things are just fine, when you're stuck in mediocrity, all of a sudden there's no time for anything, right? I don't have time to meditate. I have stuff to do. I have kids to raise. I have work to do. Me too. I have a YouTube channel. I run a company now. I have a full-time career. I'm a single dad. Full-time single dad. I talk to people from my community all the time. I don't even know how many hours I work. 120 hours a week, maybe, at least. I do this work. I meditate every day for hours. I do breath work. We're having a marathon today. We're going to meditate. We're going to have 2 meditations today. And then a lot of the times our Q&A takes 2 hours. See, when you get passionate about this work, all these excuses go out the window. And it takes one mystical experience, one out-of-body experience, even a little bit of stuff that you feel when you do breath work. You get a little glimpse. You get a little hint. You peek through the door back to the reality, back to the truth. From unreality to reality. When you just peek through that door once, now you're hooked. Now you want to know more. You know? When you realize that there are beings and entities living in other dimensions, and you can see them, you can talk to them. And most of them are very highly evolved. They can see things more than us. They know more than us, way more than us. And when you have a conversation with them, they can not only talk to you about reality, they can show you reality. They can have you experience it. When you pop that pineal gland, that antenna, when that antenna unlocks, when that antenna starts working, that antenna in your pineal gland has access to unlimited energy of the cosmos. That's what Kundalini energy is. Because it has access to unlimited energy. You can start to, you'll get to a point where when you ask questions, you will not only get answers, you will get visions and answers. A lot of the times I'll be out there, which I wanted to do that. I'm going to go back out there. I haven't even had my first cup of coffee yet. That's my time to think. I ask questions and then I blank my mind. I just stare into one direction, maybe by the water, there's turtles going in and out of the water, fish jumping out of the water, rabbits coming out of the bushes. And after a certain amount of time, it just takes me into this trance. And I start to get this clarity, these answers, the visions. You start to realize what is important, what is a priority for you in this hologram, in this life. We are under the illusion that we are these highly evolved mammals, right? We are the smartest people in the world. And then you realize, what world? None of this exists. It just feels real. We're just light. And everything else that distracts us takes us from reality to unreality, from truth to nonsense, from spirit to matter. It's not for everybody. But that's why those that get on this path become so lonely. That's why they need a community, tribe, people they can talk to. Well, those are my thoughts for today.